And we are back with the Vac. Clacking away? What are you clacking away at?
Oh, I'm just typing.
Typing what?
Yeah, I was just something I thought of the other day.
So you're mid-typing? Did I interrupt? Do you need to keep typing while I do the intro? Or do you want me to do you want to come back to it? Or do you want to do it now?
Let's get right into it. Yeah, so No, I've finished typing.
Okay, we're done.
It was just a thought I had. Yeah. But I want to get into what I was typing.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I've been swimming a lot lately.
Okay.
And I do a lot of freestyle because I'm training for the Rottnest Channel swim.
Not rap. You're talking about the swimming action.
Yeah, but this is my point, right? When they have a freestyle race,
right,
you should be able to swim backstroke, butterfly. You should be able to do whatever the fuck you want. You should be able to freestyle that. They need a new name for freestyle.
I've disconnected.
Oh, have you?
I'm not back.
You're not back?
Well, it seems like I'm back.
I can see you. Do we have
I got massively disconnected there.
Okay. Well,
I was up to the bit where you said, in a freestyle, you should be able to do a backstroke, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Is that where you were going?
Yes.
Yeah, you can do anything. You can do whatever style you want. It's freestyle. Do whatever the fuck you want. Is that right?
It's freestyle, yeah. So they need a new name for freestyle.
Great.
I don't know what it should be, but I just had that thought the other day because you think a lot of things when you're swimming because there's nothing else to think about.
Nothing else to do.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, freestyle, you should be able to do whatever you want.
Do you need to look into the origins of why it's called freestyle? Because there could be a really good reason. I'm not saying there is. There probably isn't.
No, I have not.
Maybe. Here's what happened. I know it already.
Okay.
This is exactly what happened, by the way. They invented an event called the Freestyle 100 meters, right? And there were butterflyers and backstrokers and breaststrokers all going for it. And there was one bloke doing this forward handsy, right? The forward handsy swim, which is what it used to be called, right? The forward handsy just continued to dominate the freestyle event. They kept winning. So ultimately, they ended up going the other way. They said, no, we need to invent a backstroke event and a breaststroke event and what's the other one?
Butterfly.
We're going to have a butterfly event because the freestyle event is getting dominated by the forward handsies. Okay? That's got to be it.
It could be. Your guess is as good as mine. Butterfly is such a ridiculous stroke.
Way to swim.
Yes.
Yeah, first of all, if you're going to come up with a swimming technique, don't name it after a thing that flies.
Yeah.
We need things that swim. The dolphins swim. Now, that's a cool swim. Great idea. But butterfly, they shouldn't be in the water. If a butterfly was underwater, it's fucked. It's dead.
In fact, it's a good indication that we shouldn't be in the water because there's nothing that looks like us. There's nothing in the water that can replicate butterfly. Like maybe a penguin could kind of use its fins and like, I don't know if they have that kind of range of motion.
Maybe it's the closest that you'll come. Sure.
There's nothing that looks like us swimming through the water at all.
No.
Yeah, so what's been going on?
No, is that it? Freestyle?
Yeah, so that was it.
You should be able to do whatever you want.
Definitely.
And if you come up with any names for the freestyle, because obviously they're going to be, they've heard it now. They've gone, yeah, this name sucks. What do we change it to?
Well, my wife's mum told me, she asked me what kind of stroke I'm doing. This is sort of how it originated. And she says, oh, do you do the forward crawl? And I was like, what the hell is the forward crawl? She said, oh, sorry, I mean, and
freestyle.
I was like, freestyle? She's like, yeah, freestyle. So freestyle. I don't know if I thought maybe she meant doggy paddle, but I'm not swimming to Rottnest doing doggy paddle. Like
they don't have 100 meters Olympics doggy paddle race. I mean, that would be great. People would tune in for that if they did 100 meters doggy paddle. But it's not an effective swimming technique, is it?
I would like to see Michael Phelps versus Ian Thorpe
in their prime.
100 meter doggy paddle. It would gas them.
You reckon it's because it's not effective, is it?
Yeah, because the thing
you're
about
limiting
swimming,
the range of motion quite a bit by not.
Well, what's really important is getting as much body as you can out of the water.
Why is
because
that?
moving through air is very efficient. Moving through water is not. So you'll see like those freestylers when they're going, or even backstrokers, their shoulders are way out of the water. Yeah, they are absolutely.
So they're kicking that hard.
Yeah, they're just powering. They're powering. And so that's why, when they use those cheating wetsuits, the whole idea is it raises them like a millimeter more out of the water.
That's a percentage advantage at
Massive,
that point, isn't it?
big advantage, yeah. Okay. They're breaking world records. And all they're doing is like there's a few bubbles, there's a few extra bubbles on the surface of the suit. And they're not
sacrificing anything of their bodies either. It's purely technological. It's not like it's like having an extra layer just to help you be a bit more buoyant without the negative effect of perhaps having, a bit more extra weight.
It reminds me, like sometimes I think you don't need to train I don't need to train anything to get really good at it. If I continually make 1% improvements to all facets, like I wear the right outfit.
Correct.
I eat breakfast, do all the 1%ers.
Yep.
Don't worry about the 90%, like do the effort, train, get better.
Forget that stuff. Just
if
focus
you do
on those
enough
1%ers,
you can get to 100. That's what I'm saying.
Wow, you can get all the way to 100. I didn't think you were going to say that. And I thought you could get to maybe 20 with all the 1%ers. Because eventually you do need to hard work and train. And for this Rottnest swim, are you going to be wearing the cheating suit? Is that an option? Are we wearing a wetsuit?
Oh, there's some rules about what you can wear. And for some reason, I haven't looked into it. Oh, it's sign-ups today, actually. I need to sign up.
Okay.
I've got a week.
We won't do that live.
No, that's a bit boring. I was typing, though. I can type.
Yeah, administration is. People really tune in for administration stuff.
I was reading this book called Atomic Habits, which is a really popular book.
Okay.
And I think I mentioned this recently, but one of the things in there is it talks about doing 1%ers and just continually improving. But they note that the Brits as a nation had never won for over 100 years. They hadn't won the Tour de France, and there was a bit of a joke about them because they're big rivals with France and they like cycling. They do a lot of cycling. Hadn't done it 100 years.
Do the French get a lot of tour winners? Is that a thing? Is it?
No, the French get a few, but it's just the Brits hadn't gotten anyone over a century, and they couldn't figure out why. And they had this what's now a pretty popular team called Team Sky. They started focusing on the 1% improvements because they're all doing the same, like similar amount of training.
Yeah,
but they started, they started doing things like painting the interior of their service vehicles and their team buses white, so it's easier for them to spot dust that might be affecting the chains and the gears and things like that.
Okay. That's
they
the
went
1%
to incredible detail.
They went back to the base where all the guys were and said, look, we know where we fucked up and it's you guys. So you guys are too dusty. You guys are too dusty and you make the dusty vans and the dust gets in the gears and you're costing us the race. Okay.
And that's just one example.
That's just 1%. Yeah, right.
What else did they do? They did lots of obscure things, trying to get micro advantages.
How much of this you reckon contributes maybe psychologically to them as a bit of a confidence boost to know that you've done all that you can? You've done the 1% stuff. When you walk and you see that interior painted white thing, and you're like, yeah, we did that for a performance boost, and it's working. They've got it in their minds that this is a good idea. We're getting something out of this.
I think there's a lot to do with that. Because then you might go the extra effort in training because you know that you're doing everything else.
Do you think they meet up with other cyclist teams and they say, so how'd you guys prepare for the race? And they'll be like, man, we just got out on the track, hard days, smashing it out, just hard yakka, vehicles dusty as fuck. But we are going hammer and tong out there. And the other guys are like, yeah, well, we just did a paint job on the van and we all wear different coloured socks now. And we think we've got a leg up.
Well, it works because they got their first Tour de France victory in over a century with Wiggins in 2012. And then they got their second in 2013 with Chris Froome, also a Team Sky fellow. Then Chris Froome went on to win it 3 or 4 times. And then they had a dynasty, an absolute dynasty. And then they had, who else? Geraint Thomas. Won it once or twice.
Tomo. The big T.
Tomo.
Yep.
So they figured out, they cracked the code, and it was painting the inside of the vehicles.
Yeah, it's 1%ers. Yeah, I like it. It's interesting. Hey, on the weekend, we watched the UFC together.
Yeah.
With a few friends. It was really good fun. Yep, over at Dollar's
had a great
house.
time.
Yeah.
Yep.
The headline fight was, of course, Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski 2, the previous fight that was held in Perth recently. What'd you think when you saw it?
Makhachev. Wait, Makhachev? Is that how you say his name?
I think
Islam.
it is,
I'm just going to go with Islam.
Yeah.
He's a scary, scary man.
Yeah, he is.
He absolutely... He slammed Volk. I mean, a bit of a, what do you call it, shin to the face action?
Yeah, well, top of the head, really. Pretty much a perfectly landed head kick over the guard. But the fight card as a whole?
Well, I only saw the main event. There was
the main card, yeah.
The main card, sorry, not the main event.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of controversy with Johnny Walker.
Yes, there was.
Khamzat.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of things about that. I've seen a lot of the vision as well.
Yeah, so tell me, like, have they analysed the doctor's conversation? So it was a doctor stoppage.
Here's what I heard. So what happened was one of them landed an illegal knee. I think it was on Johnny Walker, obviously. An illegal knee was grounded opponent. He got kneed in the head. And so there's an allotted amount of time that they're allowed to sort of wait, see if he's okay. He can say, oh, okay, I feel good now. The doctor might come in and check on you and see if you're okay. If he took the knee when he was standing, there'd be no duty of care because it's only because it's an illegal strike. It's like what I talked about ages ago with the Perth card, is that if you get hit in the Nurries, which was another example of a fight earlier in the card, which I'll talk about in a second, but the doctor's gone over to Johnny Walker and said something like, do you know where you are kind of thing or what's going on? And he said something to the effect of, yes, I'm fighting in the desert. Now, he could have taken that quite literally and gone, oh, my God, this guy has no idea that he's inside an arena right now. He thinks he's in the desert, which I actually think Johnny Walker must have jumped in a cab straight off the airport, jumped in a cab. Cab driver said, welcome to the desert, friend.
You're in the desert now, mate.
Yeah, welcome to the desert. What are you here for? He's going, I'm a UFC fighter. And he goes, just so you know, everyone around here, we don't call it Abu Dhabi. We call it the desert. Just so you know, it's a normal thing we do around here. It's called the desert. And if a doctor asks you for any reason, don't worry about it. Just say it's the desert. But that's not what happened, right? Not that I'm aware anyway.
But you could call Abu Dhabi the desert.
Yeah.
You could be in the desert.
The doctor could seek clarification as well and say, hey, do you mean Abu Dhabi or whatever? Or what do you mean?
I think you need to continue the conversation with him a little bit. He needs to get in there.
Then they showed that extra vision of him just looking a bit off in the distance, just a bit stunned. And I don't know, man. I don't know. They'll probably try and rebook it, I guess. But it was a bit weird.
Well, and you can't overrule the doctor, right? Because once the doctor's made that decision, even if you talk to the doctor and you're like, hey, doc, just have a second opinion. Yeah, because everyone
came in the ring. Yeah, you're right. Everyone came in the ring, stormed the ring. He started trying to resume the fight. Like, everything's like, he just went and walked
but he looked good when he sort of shaped up. When he shaped up, he looked quite good.
He looked okay. Yeah. And then once everyone was in the ring, a guy at the party was saying like, never in the history of anything has ever everyone's gone into the ring and then gone, no, actually we've sorted it out. So the fight can now continue.
It's back on.
Once once everyone's in the ring, it's over. And further to that point, if a fighter
don't let anyone in the ring.
Yeah, well, true. I mean, I think it was getting a bit hectic because he was trying to fight the other guy, even though the fight had been called off already.
Let him have at it.
You see, you're thinking like Johnny Walker now. Hey, we're fine. Let's go. He's cool with it. I'm cool with it.
And that's the whole we got to protect them from their self type.
Exactly.
Yes.
So who knows? It wasn't a very good moment. But earlier in the card, a guy got kicked in the balls, and like I talked about ages ago, when someone gets kicked in the balls, it hurts more than any other shot, like a head kick, kick in the leg, kick in the arm.
They act that way. Yes.
And my theory is because you're allowed to feel that pain because it's a foul. They're not allowed to do it.
So you're wronged and you're going to get that time to recover.
Yeah.
Because it's a naughty. Yes.
So you take it. Yeah.
There's also the possibility
yes,
that when something impacts your testicles,
yes,
it's a sensitive area.
Is it though? Because I think men, boys, are psychologically primed to think that it's our Achilles. It's our Achilles heel. It's our weak spot, right?
I've got it. I figured it out.
Go on.
You're right. That's one. That's an interesting. I mean, I agree with everything you're saying. But it's like everything; they haven't trained for it,
right?
Because it's illegal.
Yeah, you don't get kicked in the nose in training.
You don't have any testicular impacts.
Yeah, you got nothing. You're not protected.
And you're not conditioned. You're not conditioned for it.
Yes. Unlike those dudes who take repeated kicks to the groin area. The guys, the monks.
Yeah, the monks. See, they can cop it. They love it. They're conditioned for it. It's the same. I think that maybe once or twice a year, UFC fighters should be contractually obligated to cop one in the nuts so that they can tolerate a nut shot.
You think once is enough? Like USADA or a body of the UFC come around your house with a little hammer. You pop your cup on. It's only a little hammer. And they just give you a tap and they go, right, you're good now. Okay, see you later.
It has to be measurable, quantifiable, and repeatable.
Yeah. And made for weight class.
Yeah. Goes up in, and I think they should televise it like the way in.
Yeah.
So you get all angles of the fight build up, but maybe not. You might not want to give someone in the 2 weeks leading into a fight. You might want to space it out a little bit. It reminds me of those. There's a lot of kings poison themselves little bits here and there to build up their body's tolerance to poison. So if someone did try to knock them off,
right? Yeah, they've got that little bit of immunity.
And I've heard this story that there was this king who was under siege. He was going to get killed. And so he said to his mates, all right, poison me. He couldn't die from the poison. So his mates had to stab him to death. Someone's talking about
that immunity up.
Yeah.
He built all that immunity up and just went, oh, guys, I need you to poison me. But sire, you're completely immune to poison. Oh, yes. Well, I guess you're just going to have to stab me then. But what happened in this fight was accidental groin shot got landed on Victor Henry. And he went down for the count. He was in serious pain. Now, I don't know if it's psychological or not, but this guy looked like he was in serious pain.
Okay.
He would have been stretched off if that was appropriate. But it's not appropriate because he gets 5 minutes to recover from this accidental groin kick.
Okay.
The crowd were going, they're booing him.
They're booing him?
Yeah, because they were shown a replay, which looks like it's an inner thigh kick.
Maybe he's very well hung.
No. It's so you could get pinched from the cup itself if you cop a strike near that hits the cup, that impacts the cup. So you could get a pinch. You can get a straight up connection. Now, they showed another replay because the crowd were going quite angry. They showed another replay.
Well, they want blood.
Where it was more clear that the foot made contact with the cup before it flicked back into his thigh. So they cleared that up. He actually wasn't faking it. It was real pain out there.
Okay.
He was experiencing it.
Well, that's what I like to know. That's what I like to see.
Real pain.
Real pain.
That's right. And I've never seen this before. I've been watching the sport for over 10 years. I've never seen this happen. The 5 minutes elapsed.
Okay, so you got to the end of the 5 minutes. What happened?
Fight got called.
Gets cold. Okay.
He didn't recover. He was still on the ground. He was still writhing
so he
in
ran
pain.
out of time. He was still writhing.
He was still very upset. Now,
how's he going now? Has anyone checked in on
I'm
him?
sure he's fine.
5 minutes of writhing in pain. I would have thought that, yeah, anyway, okay. Yeah.
So the fight gets called. And again, I've never seen this before. Most times what happens is that the fight resumes within sort of usually between, I want to say, 45 seconds and a minute.
That's enough time to recover. Okay.
That's just how long the average bear does it in.
Yeah.
And they'll say, no, I'm good now. I'm good. And they're not good. They're probably still in pain. But when the fight stops like that, both fighters are receiving an advantage in the sense that they get to recover some of their gas tank, right? But the guy who landed the kick to the balls is having a way better time getting his gas tank back up, because you have to manage getting your gas tank back up with, I've been hitting the balls.
Yeah. It's kind of
so he's
counterproductive, isn't it? Yeah.
He's loving this break in the action. So there's a
worse,
school of thought that's
nah,
just get back in and wear it, right? So most people go, yep, I'm good to go. And this is for all fouls. You know, if you cop a knee to the head on the ground or something, or if I can't think of many other circumstances where there are accidental, strikes and stuff like that. But this went over the 5 minutes, so the fight got waved off immediately. And so the guys, you know how they do their bro, you know how there's mostly a bro moment at the end of every fight, a hug.
Oh yeah.
With the competitors, a handshake, maybe some
bit
words,
of love. Yep.
maybe some words,
encouragement.
Yep, or otherwise. Sometimes it's aggro, but most of the time it's pretty cool. And he goes over there to talk to him, and immediately he's just talking. Like, hey man, I'm really sorry, whatever he's saying. Hey man, I'm so sorry. Like, we didn't get to fight or whatever. I'm bummed. But 2 seconds ago, like I said, writhing in pain on the ground. The fight's been called now.
Oh, so the fight gets called. Yeah,
I feel
okay.
better. I feel a bit better.
Feeling, yeah, okay.
At least I don't have to fight.
So So in that situation, is that a doctor stoppage? Have you lost the fight, or because you couldn't continue, you won the fight?
Yeah. Here's my school of thought, right? An illegal strike was landed, causing the fight to end. Right?
Yeah.
An illegal strike caused the fight to end. That's a win.
Lose.
That's a win for the guy who got kicked in the dick, right?
Yeah,
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like it should be, right?
That's what it sounds like.
This got ruled a no contest.
Well, you also don't want someone winning. I agree. You should lose if the fight can't continue because of your illegal act. But I also don't like the guy that gets kicked in the dick winning, because now it incentivizes you staying down.
Yes, correct. So that's probably why it's a no contest, not a win. Now, the other problem you're going to have is when you want to talk to Uncle Dana about your next fight, he's going to be like, oh, I know you. You're that bloke who took more than 5 minutes to recover from a dick shot. You're first
He's
for the program.
The
hammer on the cup.
Do you think he would hold that against him?
Maybe not overtly. But the main card was just,
Okay, I still haven't figured this out. Yeah. I asked during the telecast, who the fuck was that little baby being carried around that was next to Dana? So he's a big wig. As I said on
the day, he's not a baby. He's an adult.
He shouldn't be carried around like a little baby if he doesn't want to be called a little baby.
Okay, his name's Hasbulla. He's a social media personality. Came big in 2021. And he's been known for doing stuff with MMA people. Khabib, Dana, Volkanovski.
What was his inroad?
How did Makachev.
What is the link between this little...
No, yeah, sure. And MMA, there was a viral video that came out of another person with the same form of dwarfism that he has, and they were going to fight. So there was a face-off between these two very small individuals. People were excited for it, right? So he's from Dagestan. He's 21 years old.
He's from Dagestan.
Yeah, same place as Khabib.
Yeah.
And
Islam.
He became big on TikTok.
I wouldn't fight anyone from Dagestan, regardless of their height.
Well, he's brutal, man. If you go on a bit of a Hasbulla deep dive, he takes full advantage of the fact that he's small, in the sense that he'll go up and punch an MMA fighter like as hard as he can in the head, like in the face. He'll just go up and punch him. It's wild.
Hasbulla Magomedov.
Yeah.
All you need to know about the little kid ruling internet from Russia.
Well, he's not a kid. He's 21 years old.
His face looks quite young.
He has a growth hormone deficiency, which causes, yes. It's similar. It's similar to dwarfism.
Okay. This article says he's regarded as a cult figure in the MMA social media universe, along with Abdu Rozik, a 17-year-old singer from Tajikistan.
Yeah.
He's also... was he the guy that he was going to fight? He's also a dwarf, I think.
Yeah, that's the guy he was going to fight. That's sort of the video that became famous, because they were doing this face-off in just a room somewhere and getting quite angry at each other, and people got excited about it.
This is a whole new world, a whole new dimension of MMA that I didn't know existed.
Yeah. And before we jump off the UFC, I struggled with something on the weekend because it was held in Abu Dhabi. The fight was held in Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
Which, as far as Gulf states goes, like pretty progressive, I guess, but still with I didn't see a woman in the crowd, for one.
Oh, yeah, no, neither.
And when the women fought, which was on the prelims, I didn't see a lot of people in their seats, right, which I thought was a bit weird. But they had the ring girls, okay, which I think is kind of regressive, the ring girls, as a person who is kind of over that.
Yeah, it seems a bit weird.
It's progressive and regressive at the same time if it's in Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
How did they do that?
Maybe that's just part of the UFC package.
Yeah, it definitely is.
They come with their bits of furniture.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Would you be more comfortable or less comfortable if attractive men, like the first one's a woman, second one's a man, third one's a woman, fourth one's a man?
Yeah, that would be fine. If you're gonna,
that's what they do in the Tour de France.
If you're gonna keep it, if you really do need people to let people know what the rounds are with a person, like if that's absolutely necessary, it's like people don't know what the round number is unless someone's got a sign, right? Then yeah, you could do male, female if you wanted to, sure. If you have to keep it, which I don't think you do.
How funny would just some buff dude in some Speedos with a round card walking around, because it's just out of place. It's just not the usual thing you're used to seeing in that environment. It wouldn't
last very long. I think they'd just dump the whole thing after that. But I do find it strange that, boxing, MMA, it's always had that link of like
sex and violence.
Blokes like hot girls and blood.
Well, all right. Sex sells.
Yeah. And then they stick around for the blood sport.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they're not the first ones just to slap a couple of good-looking girls. Like everyone's done it. Everyone's
done it.
Yeah, I was just saying Tour de France has, until about 5 years ago, 2 hot chicks stand either side of you when you win the stage or whatever, and you give them a kiss on the cheek, they give you like a medal or something. I don't know.
Right.
But they're just like good-looking women that just hang around you for no reason. It doesn't make any sense. It's just what they do. It just makes you look more, because now they're like, oh, we're presenting this guy with the awards and the adoration, the accolades. Here you go, and have some just women in the shot. It's weird.
Ladies,
hey? It's so
the
weird.
F1 got rid of grid girls in 2018.
Yeah, okay. UFC's not far behind. Look,
no, yes, they are.
No. As in, it's inevitable. It's inevitable that it's going to happen.
Well,
they're not far away from doing it.
You say that, but something like slap fighting comes out of this time. You know what I mean? We're getting things emerging, which are going to be like instantly poor taste, I guess. Bad ideas. But it always starts that way, doesn't it?
This is how you find the good things, right? You need the bad ideas to come through.
Yeah.
So we will see. I don't know. Slap fighting might be awesome. I don't know. Hey, so just the Johnny Walker thing very quickly, the Johnny Walker controversy.
Yes.
The doctor does need to have a bit more of a conversation with him, I think.
Interpreters. That's what Tom said.
Right
Tom was like,
there.
you need an interpreter there
Interpreter?
as well. Because if he's going to talk to a doctor, you should probably have an interpreter standing by. Just a thought.
Yeah. Where's he from?
Brazil.
Okay. Definitely have an interpreter.
Well, he'd have one. You know, he would already have one there.
Yeah, and I think not even if you're unsure, I think you need to get it a little bit deeper in terms of maybe get Johnny start asking the questions.
Right.
See how wild he gets with that.
What do you mean?
Well, if he starts, if you're having a conversation, he goes, ask me a question or something, like tell me about, I don't know, we need to get him like more engaged.
Yeah, because I think what it looked like to me is it looked like he was still in fight mode. He was staring at his opponent. He's like, can this doctor get out of my way so I can punch on? Like I'm ready. He's
probably thinking about his strats and everything else.
Yeah, he's probably trying to recover. He's probably trying to think about 3 months worth of training.
Actually, my kayaker for the Rottnest Channel swim has a bit of an interesting task ahead of them because apparently 50% of participants suffer some degree of hypothermia in the Rottnest Channel swim.
50% of participants?
Yeah, but there's degrees of hypothermia. I think only like 1 or 2% actually have a problem.
Right. So hypothermia is a big scale, is it?
A scale, sorry. Oh, I think it's
a lot of different. There's varying levels of hypothermia.
I think there is. And
do you reckon? Yeah. Do you reckon just being like cold in your house sometimes could get hypothermia? Do you reckon that's possible?
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, but I mean, you would just warm up, right? You'd do something about it. You put on some blankets or something.
I definitely wouldn't go for a swim.
The problem my kayaker has is I was reading this slide and it said that your kayaker should understand the signs of hypothermia.
Okay.
One of them is that the swimmer is just being a little bit unusual and they're saying strange things.
Right.
Like sort of things a little bit out of context. They're a little bit not hallucinating, but they're just not quite there. Apparently that's a sign your body's sort of shutting down a bit. Right.
Are you going to have to qualify crazy thoughts you have out there with, and this isn't the hypothermia talking, but what do you really think about what's in a star?
Yeah, no, seriously, this is the kind of stuff. He came and visited, him and his girlfriend went down south when I was doing this 80K run, and I got about 30 kilometers in and they were at a drink station. I got there and I was telling him, I was like, man, have you thought about seeds? Have you really thought about seeds? Because I'd been running along and I was just thinking deeply about how efficient a seed is in that there's no fat in a seed unless it needs fat, right? It's not carrying any dead weight. A seed is incredibly efficient. From that, it's got incredible amount of information.
It's got information.
It's packed with all the nutrients that little plant needs to start life.
Wow.
And it was blowing me away about how efficient, because the reason I was thinking about it is because in my drink I have chia seeds.
Yes.
And chia seeds are used by, back in the day, Central American runners, was like they used to carry around a little packet of chia seeds, and they're very high, they're nutrient dense, they're very good for runners. And so my mind was thinking about how, it makes sense that we eat seeds because they're full of all energy and things for, plants grow. I don't know. But I was just thinking about seeds a lot. So I was thinking, man, this guy is in for a real treat because I'm going to be swimming along, and I talk a fair bit of shit anyway.
Yeah. And you'd just be talking shit for funsies. So, yeah, you're going to have to qualify it.
And he's going to need a strategy, a bit like this doctor. He's going to need a strategy for actually separating the wheat from the chaff.
Yes. Maybe he should start it with saying like, hey, do you mind if we have a chat for a moment? And you could say, yeah, sure. great. Do you know where you are? Yeah, man, I'm in the ocean.
I'm in the desert.
Oh, no, he didn't. He wasn't very specific about which ocean he's in. Oh.
And if I say I'm in the desert,
Yes,
I'm in
he has to call the fight. He has to call the fight. He has to call it off right there. He has to get you on the kayak, I think, at that point.
But in some ways, I am in a desert because it's my desert.
Right. Is this a psychological thing?
Yeah, it's like I'm in the expansive.
Mm-hmm. I'm just pretending I'm your kayaker, by the way. I'm like, oh yeah, it's a never. Oh, yeah, okay, you're in the desert. Okay, get on the fucking boat.
Yeah, so we'll talk about strategies that.
Yeah, have a questionnaire ready, or maybe just get him to flip it. You know, get you talking again. Make you ask the questions.
Hey, I hope this doesn't come out. Yeah, flip it. I hope this doesn't come out the wrong way. But I was thinking about you this week.
Oh, that's nice. No, that didn't come out that bad at all.
I saw a headline.
Oh God, it could be
and
bad
I thought,
now.
And this is weird because now I'm thinking about you, and now I'm about to say you would be seriously barring up over this. Nicolas Cage, in Western Australia. I think as we speak.
Yeah, he's filming a movie down south called The Surfer, I believe. I think I've got an idea about what it's about.
Yeah. I think it's a bloke in the ocean. Is that something? Am I along the right track?
I think you're pretty close there. Yeah, possibly surfing.
And so he plays the surfer, I assume.
I don't know.
Do we know?
We don't know.
He may or may not be the surfer.
We
What's
can
the story
confirm
about?
on the VAC that Nicolas Cage may or may not be the surfer. And I don't even know if that's the real movie title.
The surfer could be a metaphor, though.
Yes.
But they are down south.
He did go where the surf breaks are.
Yeah, we are known for surf here in WA. Despite being like a big landmass, we got some surf going on.
I don't think they're going to be able to film at Scarborough, or Cottesloe or Trigg.
Yeah, I'd be throwing my panties at him. I hear it's a psychological thriller. That's all I know about
Is
the surfer.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Oh, Cage can do whatever he wants.
Oh, yeah,
I'm a huge Cage fan.
And then Perth Lord Mayor, Mr. Basil Zemplis.
Yeah, what's he up to?
Well, he was asking Nicolas Cage to turn up to Telethon, which is on, I think, at the moment as well.
It was on the weekend.
Yeah,
Did he do it?
I did actually see a headline once on the toilet just before this that Nicolas Cage called in.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and said some nice things, I believe.
Hey guys, I'm in Dunsborough, and as you guys know, living in this state, that is ages away from Perth. You basically need a plane to get there. Anyways, have a nice night.
I wonder if there's anything on YouTube about it. Yeah, leave that with me. No, I don't think so.
But there's so many sequels that Nicolas Cage could do right now, and no one would give a shit that he's doing it now. Like, as in, they'd be happy with him doing this. If they just said, "Oh, we're going to do Con Air 2. We've got everyone back," be like, "Yeah, fine, do it. I don't care what the storyline is, really."
Man, they could just keep doing National Treasures.
Oh, National Treasure 4, would we be up to? I don't know. I think they're doing a TV series already.
There's National Treasure 3. Yeah, okay. I didn't know there was National Treasure 3.
Yeah. What else? Face Off 2. I think we talked about that before.
Yeah.
We got ChatGPT to write up a few sequels for Face Off. They were pretty good. Any Nicolas Cage movie. Gone in 60 Seconds. What about Gone in 61 Seconds? We never got a sequel to that. He's not a sequel guy, really, I've just realised. He's not really a sequel guy.
He's a one and done.
Except for National Treasure, which was like a trilogy. I don't know how they did that, but they did it.
Backed by popular demand.
Plus TV
I saw
series.
a stat that Telethon is the most successful television fundraiser anywhere in the world.
No way. Really? Is that right?
I know. I don't believe that. I don't think...
That doesn't sound right at all, does it?
No, this was in a reputable article, I believe.
Yep. Written in West Australia?
I hope so. It said that they raised 72 mil last year and $500 million since 1968. And
okay. So
that's
it's taking
like,
into account all of them
yeah, I think that it might be.
and adjusting for inflation.
I don't know if it's adjusting for inflation.
Yeah, cool.
Actually, the Macca ride had some crazy stats. I mean, we only raised 8.5 mil this year, and it's been going for about 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow. So Telethon's been going before we landed on the moon. Yeah. And so Macca, I think it was, I need to find the stats. I don't know, but I was impressed. That's all I know.
Okay.
I don't need to tell you the statistics. Just know that I was impressed, okay? Just believe me.
I'm believing.
I was in Canberra last week.
Our nation's capital.
Our nation's capital.
How was it?
It's nice.
Yep.
It's really nice.
Okay.
There's a lot of federal
upgraded
money.
your nice to a really nice.
Yeah. I was just thinking about it. It's really, like even really, really nice. I'd even go there.
Whoa, he's up. Okay.
Yeah, they got federal dollars in Canberra.
The what?
Federal dollars.
What the hell is that?
They got federal money.
What are you talking about?
No, well, they're not a state. I don't know how they get more than they deserve is what I'm saying.
What are you talking about?
No, not the politicians, just the infrastructure. Like the curbs are all too new and shit like that. The curbs are the pathways. It's the pedestrian footbridges are better than you would otherwise expect.
Wow, it's got to look good. Got people
It's
from all
nice.
around the
It's
world
really
coming
nice.
to Canberra. They've got to come in and be like, man, these pedestrian bridges are fantastic. And look at these curbs. They're fantastic. And I'm sure there's other things that you've got that are really good.
They got lots of flowers.
Flowers, yeah,
Yes.
you need those.
And
So did you go down to the sort of parliament? And
Yeah, I went for a run past it. That wasn't part of my job
did you feel
description.
like pulling up to a media scrum perhaps? And you know how they do the run, but they have the media scrum ready for after their run or just before their run. So they pull up to the scrum and they go, Minister, like, what's going on? And you go, it's just another lovely day in Canberra. Getting out, having a run. Thanks for turning up, everybody. You know, that sort of thing. Did you feel like pulling up on one of them and being like, hey, yep, it's me, Nate from the Vacuous Perspective. Anyway, I haven't got anything on politics this week. We're trying to avoid the topic for now, but we'll let you know.
You want to avoid politics at the moment. I did. I laid eyes on Parliament, and it's pretty sexy. And I ran past Old Parliament.
What's Old Parliament?
Oh, there's just this old building. It's not even
They've
that
got
old.
An old one.
Yeah, it's an older one before we upgraded to the nicer model.
Yeah, you think it's nicer. You don't like the old shit.
No, it was too little.
Okay, that's a museum now.
Yeah, yep. No, that sounds about right. And
great.
Got the National Gallery there. Didn't go there. Ran past it. It's all within running distance. It's like you do a little lap. It's just very nice. It's very nice.
Tranquil.
Tranquil. One thing that I want to refresh my memory with is, all the sort of Freemason conspiracy type.
Sure.
Like the city's planned out X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
I remember hearing some wild allegations about Canberra, and I remember it was quite compelling as well.
So
do you know off the top of your head?
I've had a good I had a good look at Canberra's map layout because I was thrown into that sort of DC path one, and I had a look, and obviously it's a planned city that was done more recently than say the Paris, France, or London, England. You know what I'm saying? So
it's a blank slate. It's a blank slate to do whatever you want with, potentially, exactly. If you wanted to do anything.
Yeah. But I don't remember digging anything up, really, on Canberra.
I can't remember any of it. I'll have to look into it. Maybe a bit of homework. I'll come back. Because I remember thinking there was some pretty cool stuff. But maybe I'm easily convinced of things. But I saw some links.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sure there is.
I went to a Peruvian-Japanese restaurant.
Okay.
A fusion. Yeah, a bit of a melting pot. I had no idea that Peru and Japan have a connection.
Well, they don't. That's the fusion part.
No, they do, actually.
They do.
They've had a president that is Japanese. They've had
Peru
a president.
has.
Peru has had a president of Japanese descent, I should say. There's apparently something in the order of 200,000 Japanese Peruvians.
Okay.
And I started Wikipedia it because I went a little bit deep.
Yeah.
And there was a hostage crisis in Lima, the capital of Peru.
Mm.
I've got the Wikipedia here. So 1990, Alberto Fujimori became the first Peruvian president of Japanese origin. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, now in 96, 14 members of the Tupac Amaru revolutionary movement stormed the Japanese ambassador's residence in Lima as they were celebrating the emperor's birthday and took hostage more than 400 diplomatic, governmental and military officials. Do you remember any of this when you were 10 years old?
No, I don't think it got mentioned, to be honest.
It didn't come up in the playground? No.
No. It didn't come up at the playground.
These Tupac blokes thought that the president was going to be at the party. Naturally, when you got 400 Peruvian Japanese, celebrating the emperor's birthday.
Yes.
You'd think he was going to be there. And then he wasn't, right?
Not there.
Not there. And so it became known as the Japanese Embassy Hostage Crisis and lasted until April 97. April 97. So it started. This party was December 96.
Mm.
How hectic's this? I had no idea. And then Peruvian commandos entered the residence and killed the 14 Tupacs.
Okay.
I'd never heard of this.
How would you have, though?
But I mean, there's certain things that transcend.
There are, but there's
and
a lot
the Peruvian,
of things.
The Japanese embassy hostage crisis. I just don't know. I'm just surprised Netflix hasn't made a movie about it. That's all.
Right. The Wikipedia page alone is should get some Netflix dollars.
It's insufficient. I can't read all this stuff. I need it tapped straight into the media that I watch.
Yeah. Very quickly on Canberra. I did just check a website before. Give me your bonkers map overlays, please.
Yeah, could you get it?
And I got one. It's quite good. It's quite good.
Can you share it with me?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Give me 2 seconds.
Because I want to believe.
Yeah, look, it's not very much, to be honest. But it is kind of what you're looking for.
Sorry, is it in general or pictures? I see a fat bear.
I'm streaming.
Oh, you're streaming, of course. I don't know why I still haven't figured this out. I keep looking for a link. Okay. Yeah, I'm on.
So we have a map of our nation's capital.
Yeah.
And if you zoom in, you have to, what I try and imagine is none of the streets being there, right? As a starting point.
Okay. So
now we've got Capitol Hill, right? I'm circling Parliament House at the moment, right?
Yeah.
You've got your 2 roads that go over the river here.
Yes, that's where I ran. I ran across both those bridges. Yes,
and did you run along Parks Way?
I did, yes. That's
so you went along Parks Way.
Yeah.
Yep. So
very beautiful.
Is exactly, you just did it. You did it. That is your classic sort of compass there. Square and compass there. Bang, bang.
Yeah.
And it's even got the nice curve in it, which you want. It's even got that lovely curve in it. So I was wondering where it's pointing, but you've
I do know
gone down that
broadly.
Rabbit hole, haven't you?
There's a mountain.
A mountain?
Yeah, I know there's a mountain.
What? This one?
Yeah, that one.
Right, but I was thinking more this way.
Oh.
As in this way.
Oh.
As in, like, are we looking at somewhere over here?
I'll do a line through that and figure out where it's pointing.
Yeah.
Because I do have, I'll figure that out.
You have the technology?
Yeah, I've got the tech, yeah.
All right. Well,
because I told you I was drawing lines around Perth once. Remember how I went a little bit crazy? Yeah.
Yeah, and you did the Kings Park one because I was like, where's our obelisk facing? Which way is it going? What's it looking at?
Well, I've just when I was watching some dude talk about fucking secrets in, whatever, right?
Oh, yeah.
Basically, if there's ever an obelisk and there's a long road that connects it, that leads up to it, that road is pointing somewhere is the theory. And so I went a little bit ape shit and was like, I'm just going to extend this road that goes up to the Kings Park obelisk. And it actually blew me away that it went over the Victoria Park Masonic Lodge, directly over it. It actually blew me away.
Yes.
Doesn't mean shit. Doesn't mean anything.
We don't know where the line meant to stop.
It was just surprising to me that the very thing that...
Yeah, no, but that's what you do when you find meaning in that sort of stuff. That's what you do. Whether or not it was build the obelisk there, where should we put the place? Let's put it here, or the other way around.
Because it's commissioned by a Freemason. The obelisk was built by the Freemasons. So, it makes sense.
Yeah. It's good. It's interesting stuff. Big fan, but what's it doing there?
I thought there was a bit more going on with it. I don't recall.
There probably is. This is all I've done from one Google search. You know what I mean? There's probably a bunch.
I remember hearing some bullshit about that when you said I thought it was pointing at that mountain that was just there.
Yes.
I remember there was some bullshit, which I can't get around because there's nothing to back it up, that there was some kind of, underground base or tunnels or something going on in that mountain. And see, those things I find less exciting because you take something that's real, where I'm saying, you can show me this, and then you go, and then there's something I have no evidence for that I'm now suggesting.
Sure.
I was like, well, maybe if you gave me some plans or some I don't know, something that is objectively verifiable, not just something you've said. They take it one step further. Now I can't validate anything you're saying.
It cheapens what you've already said as well. It makes it what,
But it's beautiful. And the Parliament itself is arguably a little pyramid.
Is it?
If you look at the top of it.
Mm. If I look at the top of it.
Yeah, I was just get a picture of
the roof.
Parliament.
Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing what you're saying. Are you talking about like some sort of translucent, wind-efficient pyramid? Is that what you're talking about here?
Yeah, no, I am. I think I can't remember. I went there last time and took some nice photos, and I can't remember. I can't even remember what I'm getting at anymore, but anyway, it's a nice building.
It's just more symbolism. Yeah, nice.
There was a guy sitting across from me at this meeting, and he had a big Jesus sticker on his laptop, actually. And
yes, nice.
I've got the it's John 14:16.
So you got the you've got the what's it called? Chapter and verse. You've got the.
Well, you couldn't help but have it. It had this big Jesus, this big red arrow pointing up, and had the word Jesus in it, and said John 14:16. It had the words on the laptop, but I couldn't quite make those out. But it said this: "I am the way and the truth and the life. Mm-hmm. No one comes to the Father except through me." Yeah, so it's just the way. Jesus is the man, basically.
Yeah, accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior.
This is the way. It's very Mandalorian, actually.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Well, instead of saying this is the way, he's saying I am the way. It's a little bit. He's
saying this is the way with the laptop. He's saying this is the way, and he's doing that through a Bible verse. Hey, this program that I'm using to do my face, the animation face, is quickly rising up the ranks of my most played games on my computer.
You think it would be? Mm-hmm.
Because we're clocking a lot of hours in here. So it's rising the ranks. It's going to crack the top 10 soon.
I'm not surprised. I'm actually surprised that you've got more than 10 games, that you've done more time. We've done over 100 hours on this.
Well, I've got 193 hours in this program. And above that are games, like real games. Of which I've played stupid amounts of hours in. And that doesn't even count the games that aren't sort of logged here. But do you want to know some of the top 10?
Definitely.
Okay, number 1 coming in at total played hours.
Wait, do you want to start with one? Do you
number
just
10.
Want to go right there?
Number 10 then.
Yeah, because I can guess some things as well. I won't guess until we get to the top 3.
Okay. Number 10.
Yeah, hear me.
PokerStars VR.
Wow, you've played that much.
Yeah, they added it as a non-VR game as well now, so you can kind of go in there with your friends who don't have VR and play roulette or poker or whatever you want, and it's just a bit of fun. We just go in there and
you can really do some hours though playing poker, can't you?
You can, and if you're winning, you keep playing, so there's a real problem there. But 219 hours total.
So that's 10, and
that's number 10.
You're approaching. What are you at the moment with animes? What are you approaching?
193.
Okay.
So I might not even catch it.
Yeah, you will. You better.
Well, no, I could keep playing Vegas, like the PokerStars thing.
Oh, okay.
That could keep rising.
I thought you were saying you stop doing the podcast.
No. I'm just saying maybe it won't catch up.
Hey, maybe let's have a guess right now as well. Let's have a guess how many episodes we get to.
Have a guess right now?
Yeah, you have a guess, I have a guess. And whoever's closest gets like, What do you no? But like, I don't know. I don't know how to do that though. This is I know.
What if it's like 1,000? Do you think we'll make 1,000?
2,500.
You think that's our breaking point? 2,500 pods.
I'm going for 2,500.
Bloody hell! Big. That's a lot of work.
I am going big.
Shit.
Because I'm not going to stop doing it. Even if you stop, I'm just going to start doing a Bill Burr podcast.
By yourself in a room?
Yeah.
Wow.
I should give that a go. You know what? I should actually practice. I should do something.
Practice.
I should do something.
Bill Burr's my hero for being able to sit in a room by himself and talk for an hour. That's pretty amazing.
Does he still do that?
Yeah, I think so. The Monday morning just after Friday podcast.
I just started watching a movie of his on Netflix, actually. I don't really watch movies or comedies. It's okay.
Yep.
I'm going to see it through for Bill, because we're like that. We're tight like that.
Yeah. You do it for Bill.
I'm doing it for Bill. But I'm not going to recommend it. Okay, number 9.
Number 9 at 227.8 hours. Mountain Blade Warband.
Never heard of it.
It's a good RPG. You start off as a lowly sort of peasant lad, and you can end up ruling the whole place.
Did you
play your sword right?
What did you end up ruling?
Oh, I'm a bit of a lord at that game.
Are you?
Yeah. So you start off, you're pretty useless. You've got a bow and arrow or whatever. You've got a sword. You've got a horse, and you can hire bros, like soldiers to fight alongside you. And you really just start off by hunting down bandits and stuff, building a bit of renown in the area, like building a bit of renown with the local lords, and they sort of start to take notice of you because you're doing all this great work, killing all the bandits and stuff. So you do that for a bit, and then you can sort of become more powerful, have larger, armies, maybe take over a settlement, maybe own a city.
What was your name?
Farms. I would have been something like Val Lamagores or something. It would have been something like that.
What did your inferiors call you? Did they call you your excellency or your honor, your grace?
It'd be Gracie, Lordy, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Very official. by the end of it.
How many babies did you have? Did you have a bloodline?
Yeah, you do. I didn't play far enough into the game to die. So
You had
I don't
a successor.
know what happens. Yeah, I did. I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
a successor in place.
Yeah,
That's all good fun as well. So you obviously get married and stuff if you want to. It's a pretty free RPG. I reckon you'd like it.
I would.
And it's not that beautiful. It's just a really good game.
I'm just too busy fighting space hogs to play. What was it called?
Mountain Blade.
Mountain
Warband.
Blade. Okay.
Mount
I've never heard of it. I
Blade.
like
Mount
it.
and Blade, not mountain.
Oh.
Yeah, mount as in horse mount and blade.
No, I thought, Mountain Blade sounds pretty good as well, but either way. Okay.
You want next on the list?
Yes, number 8, please.
Next on the list at 236.4 hours, Lost Ark.
What's that one?
I don't want to talk about it.
Why? You have to tell me now. You brought it up. You could have lied.
In it. I played a lot of hours in it, and it's a MMORPG, sort of similar to like a World of Warcraft sort of thing.
MMO
a massively
RPG.
multiplayer online role-playing game.
How many different acronyms for games are there, do you think?
There's a bunch.
Because I'm familiar
RPG
with
is the main thing.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
a main. It's mainly
rocket
an RPG.
propelled grenade. Yeah.
A rocket propelled grenade game.
Yeah,
That's right.
They're the best kind of games. Every
Sunk
game.
a bunch of hours into it.
Yep. GoldenEye
And
had
then,
an RPG in it.
Yep.
What other games had an RPG? There was plenty. Probably Halo probably has one.
I think most shooter games have RPGs in them these days.
Yeah. Okay. And tell me about. I'm thinking space. I said Space Hog before.
What were you talking about?
Oh, that's just what keeps me busy. Space Hogs. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
What was the game called?
Lost Ark.
Ark.
Like he's lost his ark. It's a game that it was in development for quite a long time, got released. I think it was big in Japan, but not in the rest of the world. And then they've been constantly updating it. And then they went, oh, by the way, now anyone can play it, and it was free. It still is free. It's free to play.
Oh.
And so once you launch the game, you've got so much stuff to do because it's a game that's been in development for years already, and it's been out for years and being developed. So, yeah, quite a lot to do. And I don't want to talk about how many of the little collectibles I've picked up or anything like that. I don't want to talk about my achievements or anything like that.
Oh, tell me one or two of your achievements.
I don't remember.
Oh.
That whole – it's been deleted.
Is it the best
I couldn't tell you one thing.
A RPG you've ever played?
It's the only one, yeah. It's the only one I've ever played.
Okay. Oh, so it's not a popular thing. Is the Ark referring to the Ark of the Covenant?
So I think there's some sort of lost artifact that's out there. Yeah, potentially.
Awesome.
And we're working on finding that or something. I don't know. It wasn't particularly mind-blowing.
I have on good authority. I have a source. A friend of Albanese, actually.
Uh-huh.
And my source says that the Ark of the Covenant may be buried at Parliament in Canberra. Actually.
Oh.
You heard it here first.
Wow. We've got it. Well, how did we get it? Don't know.
It's I don't want to get into it now. It's a complex story, yes.
Oh, we've got it.
Yeah, just believe.
That's a good one. I like that.
What's coming in at 7 or 6?
7. I don't know where we're up to, but the next one is PUBG Battlegrounds, 270 hours.
Okay, that was going to be one of my top 3s if we got to that.
Yeah, we played it. Did you play that game?
I've even played that game.
Yeah, we played that game a lot before it got released. It's a battle royale shooter. Pick up guns, be the last one standing. That's the whole game.
Yeah, BRS, yeah.
Yeah, one of those. But never really played it. I haven't played it since 2019, so I haven't even launched it in the last 4 years.
That's crazy. And so
did
they claim, because weren't they trying to tidy it up a bit? It was a bit glitchy.
Oh, it was a nightmare. I would imagine it plays really well nowadays.
But I thought that's
still
what made
being
it
played quite a fair bit.
That's what people loved about it. I've always said that you got to have a bit of jank. An amount of jank, yeah.
Yeah,
a bit janky.
You need that. You're right.
Because that's what everyone loves. So if you're playing a game and something starts freaking out and you can't, and your brain cannot compute what is going on. You're like, how did the computer, what is going on? They're the best moments. When you get stuck, right? You don't want it happening all the time.
No.
But when your character...
you don't want it to cross that threshold into unplayable.
No.
Unplayable nightmare mess.
Because there's a few games like that.
100%. But there never used to be because we used to have cartridges and they can't really ship a cartridge that doesn't fucking work.
Yeah, now people release any garbage and then like us.
Oh man, I'll show you a video in a sec. When we get to the top of this list, I'm going to show you a video in a sec.
Okay. So we get PUBG next up on the shopping block.
348 hours.
348. Wow.
Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord.
Oh man!
So
you couldn't get
Blade
enough of the Mount
You start out as sort of
yeah.
like a lowly lordy guy, but then you end up being super strong, powerful.
Did you have to start as a little dweeb again though?
Yeah.
Or could you? Oh my god!
No. Here's how I describe Mount and Blade games. Right? Play them for 12 hours, then just reset, start again. You've learnt 12 hours worth of the game. Well done. Then you play for like 10 hours and then you restart again. Then you play for like 40 hours on a single save.
So are you trying to figure out how you formulate a character and what some of the things,
to start, how to get going.
Okay. Because if you make bad choices early on, you might not like what you become.
Exactly. For example, right, you could come across bandits when you come out of the gate. Oh, hey, bandits. They go, oi, and you can't defend yourself, so they'll take you prisoner. And now you're just in their hands for X amount of time.
Yeah, okay. I
mean, granted, you're just zipping around the map. They're not really doing anything. And then eventually you'll get away. But you're sort of like fucked because you've got no friends. They take your money. It can be a brutal game, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Okay.
Keep your save files going. But yeah, we get the idea. Mounted Blade, I love those games. They're great. I played the sequel more than the original, so that should tell you something.
That's impressive. Yeah, that is impressive. Okay, what are we up to now?
We are now in the top 5. So do you have any predictions for the top 5?
Okay, I've got 3 Wait, so what games are included in this?
Only Steam games.
Games.
So League of Legends is not included.
That was obviously.
That's going to be up there.
I'm trying to think of something you can sink a lot of time into. I know I've got one that I think will definitely be in there. I should know the others, but they're not quickly coming to mind. I might check my library as well. So I think, do you want me to go now? I want to save myself for the last 3.
Don't you want to? Okay, you don't want to put some predictions in?
I'll have a crack.
Put your 3 predictions out there, and then we'll see if they come true.
Okay. GTA. Is it 5 or 6?
Prediction number 1. Yep. 5.
What 5? So I don't know. 6 was one that was talked about, but hasn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I've got Mount and Blade 3.
Yep. Good prediction.
Is there such a thing?
No. But it's a good prediction.
Yeah.
Just might not be true yet.
Drunken Bar Fight VR.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
No, none of that. I was going to say Civ 6.
That's a good call. All right, we'll see. Number 5. Pinball FX III. 376 hours.
What? How many?
There's a bit of caveat to this one because I leave this program open quite often and just let it run in the background when I'm not using it. But I've been playing a lot of pinball lately.
I have one more. I can't put one more in the mix.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to be there.
Yes.
They're too shorter games. I want to put Rocket League in there.
Yes, good idea.
Yeah, just as a sneaky. I don't think you would play that many hours of it, but you could leave it open. Yeah.
Mordhau, 387.9 hours.
Is that the VR game?
Nah, Mordhau is just like a first-person medieval multiplayer game. So you're on a team.
You were born in the wrong era.
It is similar to Mount and Blade, isn't it?
You want to be a pirate or a medieval dude, for sure.
Not really, though.
You are medieval.
Not really, though. I don't think
heart.
I'm well suited for that. No, I'm definitely not.
No, your spirit is medieval.
Right. I've got the spirit of the warrior.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 3.
3.
Rocket League. 399.5 hours. He did it.
So you've played that much.
Yeah.
That's a good time? Because I could never really get around it.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I know it's good.
It's
I
the
hear it's
easiest fun you can have. If you want to pick up a controller and have fun within the first sort of minute of picking up the controller, you can do that with that game. And then it becomes like every other competitive game that you play. Your enjoyment becomes sort of reliant on the victories and great sadness in defeat.
I've watched too many people play Rocket League competitively and it doesn't look fun because it's too calculated and they're too
cheaters.
good at they're basically cheating.
It looks like cheaters. Anytime someone does like an aerial move in Rocket League, they're what I call a scumbag. Yeah. And that's when I instantly know that I'm not with the right people in the server.
So is that when they do like a 360 or they somehow they hit the ball?
There's all
and
sorts of crazy shit they can do, man.
Okay.
And here's the other thing. You know how you can boost? Like you can jump, double jump, right? But if you can get all 4 wheels to touch the ground, you get to bounce again, right? Obviously. Same thing with the ball. So if the ball's in the air, it's flying through the air, and they manage to touch it with their 4 wheels, they can jump again. So all sorts of weird shit that the pros can do. They're wild. Or at least they can do a little hop skip off it. So mental. Number 2, 753.8 hours Valheim.
What's that?
It's a Viking game. Did you say Viking earlier? It's a Viking, sort of like an afterlife simulator for Vikings.
Oh, so this is how you knew about Valhalla and everything like that. This is one of the reasons.
It's one of the reasons. Yeah. I'd say other games taught me way more than this one. In this one, you're sent to the afterlife, but Odin has one last task for you. It's to kill a bunch of demons that live on this plane. And once you're done, you get to go to Valhalla. So it's like he shut the door. He went, look, you died, but hey, you have to do this first. Sorry.
And did you get there?
Yeah, I finished it.
Yeah, with dollars.
Me and Dollars finished it.
Really?
Yep. It's 753 hours. You'd want to get fucking close.
But what happens
we love it.
In the afterlife?
It's a lot of...
What happens when you actually...
You've made a good point there. We have sort of finished the game and we haven't been taken away by Odin yet. See, the whole game is like, go to a new environment, build a base in that new environment, then start harvesting that area's resources, then build the next base in the next area and keep going until you've killed all of the world bosses, right?
Yeah.
That's the gist of it. But you end up getting into the building and the farming and the animal husbandry. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And that sort of becomes the game. So even if Odin said, oh, you did it. Do you guys want to go to Valhalla? Me and Dollars would say, no, I've got to get to the carrots. I've got to make sure that the carrots get turned over. So no, we won't be coming to the afterlife, Odin. We're quite content down here. We're pretty self-sufficient. And we're also like lords of that area. And number 1, just to finish this off, 1,456.4 hours.
Oh, you cracked the 1,000? Yeah, congratulations.
Grand Theft Auto 5. And there's another caveat asterisk with this one as well. And that is that I used to play in that video editor a lot.
Oh,
and in the video editor, when you're exporting, that sort of counts as game time, but I'm exporting.
Can we put a link to one or two of your videos that you made in our description?
Yeah, possibly. I'll chuck it in the description.
I reckon we'll get a subscriber from that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I reckon.
And I did a quick calculation. This is very crude calculation, estimating the League of Legends hours.
Oh,
do you want to know the maths for this? Do you want to know how I worked out the maths?
So you I want to know how you did it, and then I'll make an estimate. I'll guess myself.
So, Summoner's Rift. Yeah. Not counting any of that. Or ranked. Not counting any of that.
How are you not counting any of that?
I just can't be bothered working that out.
Yeah, but that's still a significant amount of time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is. Granted. We're skipping it.
Okay.
The other day, I had my 10,000th ARAM. Okay.
Oh, so they count those.
Yeah, I have like I had 5,006 victories or something. And then 5,022 losses. So
what's
that's
a game
10,000.
take? Like 15 minutes, would you say, average?
I'm going to say I did 25 because then I get to account for some of the summoners that I'm not counting.
Okay.
So I've just 25'd it per ARAM.
Yep.
Equaled a really dumb number, 250 million, 250,000 minutes.
This is minutes, yeah.
250, and then I divided that by 60, got 4,166 hours.
I reckon that's probably about right.
It's not. It's probably more closer to a lot more. But let's not go there. But just so you got a bit of a comparison between that and, say, a Valheim or this program, which is sitting at 102 hours, 192 hours, which is what we were talking about before.
Well, Einstein said genius is 1% talent and 99% hard work.
Yep.
That makes you a genius at League of Legends.
Does it?
Well, I think you put in some hard work. I think you 100%.
Put in some, I put the hours in.
Some perspiration, yeah.
Yeah, how many hours do you need to be a master?
Oh, they say 10,000, don't they?
That's 10,000 kicks. Kicks.
No, I've heard it with hours.
Hours? Hours?
Okay. How many hours do you need to be a master?
Yeah,
don't give them any context
about. Great question.
You've probably heard of the 10,000 hour rule, which was popularized by Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers book. As Gladwell tells it, the rule goes like this. It takes 10,000 hours of intensive practice to achieve mastery of complex skills and materials like playing the violin or getting as good as Bill Gates. So you're only maybe 5,000 hours short, actually,
from being a master.
I'll give you like a black belt, and I'll say it's an honorary doctorate in League of Legends.
Unfortunately, they have ways to achieve accolades in this thing, ranked, that sort of thing. So to prove real mastership, you have to actually compete, right? You just can't be a passive master, or can you?
I reckon you could be a master of the bots.
What do you mean?
You could just do 10,000 hours of bot games.
Great.
Against the AI.
Great. Yeah, that'd be super easy. Okay, cool.
It'd be boring, but you'd never lose a game.
Great.
And I've lost a game against the bots before. I've done one. I've set one up. Yeah, I have.
No.
I don't know how it happened. I had a shit team. I had a terrible team.
Oh, okay. Now that can happen.
Like I just couldn't.
But to lose to bots is pretty brutal.
I know.
Oh, I wanted to show you something. I'm back on the stream.
Yeah, okay.
There's a new video game. It's just come out. It's called Rise of Kong Skull Island, right? It's got the...
How many hours do you reckon you're going to put into this?
I'm not going to touch it, but I want to see the trailer. So this game was released this year. Just keep that in mind. I'm just going to press play on the trailer now. Okay.
Oh, fantasy violence. That's my favorite kind.
Okay.
There are stories of kings.
So this is the trailer for the game.
Stories of gods.
Yeah, you'll see some gameplay in a second.
And the stories of the beasts and their king.
Okay, looks kind of creepy.
The story of Kong. But his legacy had just begun.
Oh, okay.
This is the game.
Was this made by a 12-year-old? One 12-year-old?
Look at the game.
How'd you come across this trailer?
What?
How'd you come across this trailer?
Oh man, people have been shitting on this game left, right, and center.
Yeah, okay, I can see
why. So there's this
why.
website that does exactly what we were doing. Exactly what we were doing. Oh no, I don't want streams. I want Steam. So there's a website that keeps track of what games are being played, right? It shows you the last hour right now where it is, right? So if I type in Skull Island here, we'll see how many people are playing it. Skull Kong, current players 0. 3 people playing an hour ago, all-time peak 7.
That's like our podcast.
It is like our podcast, but this has like King Kong associated with it.
We are the Skull Island of podcasts. I feel good about that. I feel good about that.
I want to see if there's more gameplay of this thing that I want to look at. It just looks like dog shit. Look at this. You seeing this?
Yeah.
This is an insult.
I don't really know how to describe it. It kind of looks weird.
It looks like Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
It was made this year. Anyway, it's an absolute nightmare. I thought you should. I had to experience it, so you had to experience it. I'm sorry.
It's pretty sad. It makes
I'm
me
a gamer,
sad.
Man.
Yeah, you must find that. You must find that. Yeah, offensive.
It is offensive. But there was a game that came out earlier this year, I think. It was called Golem. It had the huge punching power of the Lord of the Rings, behind it.
Yeah.
They're taking a licensed product, Golem. Yeah. They're making a Golem game, and it was shit bad. Like on par with that shit.
But don't they have Golem money at that point? Don't they have?
I don't know how these developers are getting their hands on these licensed properties. I have no idea how they're doing that.
And I reckon Larry David looks like Golem.
Okay. Bit of a low blow.
Yeah, but if Golem was a human.
An old man, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny that you don't say it, because I reckon he looks a little bit like Andy Serkis.
Who's that?
He's the guy that played Golem.
Oh. Well, that would make sense, right?
That's what people should tell him. He's like, man, you look like Golem. Nah, he did look amazing. You remember in Lord of the Rings when they show young Golem? They show him.
Oh, I don't remember.
They show him having a hit. What?
I don't remember seeing young Golem.
So what they do is they do his origin story at, I think, the beginning of the Return of the King, right? The third one. At the beginning, they show Golem's origin story. He was just a regular bro before,
right?
And he's down fishing at the lake with his best friend in the world, and they're having best friend adventures together, fishing, having a great time. And they're having a fish, and he catches a fish, and he's like, "Oh my god, that's so cool!" And it's meant to mirror the whole Golem eating raw fish. Now, back then he used to use a rod and get excited and probably take it home and cook it and get the bones out, But now he's just gnawing on fish. But
sashimi.
So the story goes
sashimi
that's what I mean. It's sashimi versus cooked fish. Yeah, that's right.
I prefer sashimi.
He finds the ring.
Yes.
His friend finds the One Ring.
Oh, no.
And goes, holy fuck, this thing's great. I love this thing. And he goes, but give it to me because it's my birthday.
I don't remember this.
So
okay.
Smeagol, Golem, says, give it to me. It's my birthday, bro. And he goes, no, I'm keeping it. I like it. I think it makes me look nice. Or whatever he said. And Smeagol strangles him and kills him and takes the ring and retreats into the mountains to become Golem.
I thought you only get obsessed with the ring once you put it on. I thought that's when you taste the power.
Right. He didn't put it on the first place.
Yeah, he just sensed it. So I assumed that maybe Smeagol must have popped it on for a moment to see what it was all about, and maybe the other guy had to go.
Nah, because they found it at the bottom of the lake that day and no one put it on. He just wanted it.
And how did it end up there? There's probably a big backstory with that as well.
There was. At the start of the whole trilogy, they tell the story about how it ended up in that lake. But then we never knew how Golem got it until that bit. And it just fucked him up, but elongated his life.
Do you know what's hilarious? Is I just felt my hand for my wedding ring and it's not on there. And when I don't, I'm pretty sure I know where it is, but I had to think for about a couple seconds.
You don't know where the One Ring is?
I don't know where the One Ring is right now, but I think I know where it is. I'm going to check after we get off this this Cole. But it's just funny because we're talking about important rings, and I was like, yeah, I got an important
Where's my fucking ring?
Yeah, I was like rubbing it with my thumb, and I was like, why is this? Where is it? I feel a little bit like Smeagol now. I want the ring back.
My precious. But it made Bilbo live for a really long time just by having it around him or wearing it as a necklace or whatever he chose to do with it.
Oh, dildo
It
baggins.
fucks you up mentally.
Oh, just having it around.
Golem had it longer. Yeah. He had it longer, so it fucked him up.
Yeah.
Or maybe he had it shorter, but then went without it. He had to go cold turkey because once Bilbo took it off him, now he's got this one ring addiction.
Yeah.
Hectic addiction.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have his precious anymore, which would help him through the addiction because it is the addiction.
I reckon the ring just symbolizes addiction generally, like everything.
Yeah. Bit of symbolism. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Probably a lot going. How often does he put the ring on, do you reckon?
I don't think he does because doesn't that make the Nazgul really pissed off?
So you just have it around. It just feels good to have it around. Okay.
Feels good. Yeah. Don't put it on. You go invisible.
Oh, I thought that's when you really have a good time. I thought you put it on and you become like a god.
Have you completely forgotten the movies? At the beginning, right?
I was never a big
Bilbo
Lord
does
of the
this
Rings
cool
guy.
thing where it's like I don't know what it is. It's like it's a really ridiculous number birthday. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He does like a magic trip. He goes, and I'll see you later, and just goes blink and goes away, and everyone's like, "Fuck, that's awesome." So I don't think he did it very often, but he knew he could do it.
Mm.
So he's obviously done it a couple of times when he's maybe just at home or something, or maybe someone comes to the door and knocks, and he goes, "Fuck, I'm not meant to be here," and then pops the ring on. Just for a minute or two, just until they fuck off.
That's going to be me on Halloween on Friday.
Yeah, wearing the
Is
one
it this
ring.
Friday? No. Avoiding people coming to the door.
Yeah, smeagling in the corner with the one ring.
Pretending I'm not home, all the lights off. I saw an article. I haven't read it, but I'm just going to have a quick look at it because it's got a number in it. It's got a space number in it.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, it's when
the numbers fill up the calculator and it gives you that E7 shit. What are we doing?
Yeah. Well, this is something that's going at around 394,000 miles per hour in kilometers per hour.
Roughly,
it's 600,000. Maybe I think it's 600,000 kilometers an hour.
Okay.
It's a solar probe, the Parker Solar Probe. Made its 17th close approach to the sun and successfully navigated through a coronal mass ejection.
And those are bad.
Well, they're not great, but it's obviously okay for this thing.
It's obviously fine.
This thing, I think, is designed to cop a coronal mass ejection, yeah.
They go, what do we make it out of? Toilet paper, obviously. Well, that's going to burn that close to the sun, you idiots. And as it's getting closer to the sun, right, it would pick up a lot of speed. When it's at its periapsis, it would be going its fastest. And that's probably where they pulled this number from.
This is its 17th approach, so it gets closer and closer each time, and this was its closest. It apparently skimmed just 7.26 million kilometers above the sun's surface layer.
I love that. I love saying the word skimming at what? 7 million?
Yeah.
What?
7.26 million kilometers away, skimmed. Yeah.
Skimmed it.
Man, it must be hot. If you're 7 million kilometers away and...
Oh, yeah, it'd be balmy. It'd be pretty hot.
It was the first ever spacecraft to fly through a coronal mass ejection and live to tell the story.
How does it know that it flew through a mass coronal ejection?
It knows. It's got sensors and things. It knows these things.
Yeah, just reporting back, we just survived, eh? But then they're thinking, is it the first to do it in that others have faltered?
Yeah, I think
due
so.
To a coronal mass ejection?
I'm going to guess it is, but you think you would have... I don't know. Let's see if it's done anything else, see if I can get any other stats. Spacecraft is in pretty good shape considering what it's experiencing. So it experiences temperatures up to 1,400 degrees Celsius.
I mean, it's pretty hot.
It's pretty hot.
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Yeah. So that's, so we've done it. we've made something really hot.
And fast. Very fast.
Yeah, very fast and hot, yeah.
So something using the sun's gravity to boost its speed, that's got to be the fastest thing out there, right? Because we're using the sun to ship it. So surely the closest thing we're sending to the sun would be one of the fastest.
You think
things,
that would
right?
be potentially, because that's creating that's got the biggest gravitational
yeah.
force on it. So
Yeah.
and maybe,
or maybe you just have to be a bit closer. Maybe you just need to skim it more.
Yeah,
maybe
just a
skim it
couple
at 5
million
million.
kilometers. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Like, man, is like, how far away is Mercury from the sun?
Yeah. Is it skimming?
Oh, it's 65 million kilometers. So it's only a tenth of the distance closer than Mercury is.
It's still pretty close. I mean, Mercury's been doing it for a long time. We're only just new to this whole flying near the sun thing. It's been doing it for ages. We're just new.
I'm pretty pumped for Halley's Comet, actually.
Have we ever shipped something at the sun and hit it? Have we hit the sun?
That was the first thing we did, I reckon.
Do you reckon we clipped the sun?
I reckon as soon as we launch something to space, I think someone's like, let's just go over there. Let's just send it.
Really? Do you reckon someone's done that?
I reckon
someone's done
sent,
that.
Sent something.
Maybe they did the science and went, you're never going to clip it. Like, you're never going to get close enough to clip it. So why are you trying to clip it? It'll just get vaporized before it can touch it. Forget about it.
Yeah, but you
It's a
put
dumb
some
idea.
sensors on it, and then
The
you see
sensors
how
are
long.
fried.
You see how long it.
Because I know Superman launched a bunch of nukes at the sun. He threw them in a net. He had a net full of nukes that he threw at the sun, and it impacted. And he did a direct path.
What were they doing in there?
He netted up the world's nukes because he didn't trust world leaders with nuclear weapons.
I don't
nukes
trust.
were big in the 90s.
Well, they were
very
just
big.
rubbing against each other in the net.
They were all just rubbing against each other in the net. It's completely safe. Everybody knows that you can transport nuclear. Like, people do it carefully these days in trucks and stuff, but you can absolutely bash them around. They're not going to go off.
Make sure there's a net on there.
Get a net. Anyway, he netted them all and then threw them into the sun, and that created Nuclear Man somehow. I think there was some of
yes,
involved.
Nuclear Man. Yeah. Oh, we'll get into him next week.
Yeah, we will.
Bit of Nuclear
pleasure.
Man action. Yeah.
Yep.
Always, Val.
We're on the email, aren't we?
We definitely are.
Yep.
Vacuous Perspective at mail.com.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be here next week if you're here. We'll see you then.